Hi friends, my name is krishnaakumalla. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We already discussed about what is the meaning of bills of exchange, what are the important technical terms need to be understand in bills of exchange, and how to calculate the due date. These are all the things we learned. In today's video, we are going to learn the journal entries. While learning the journal entries, I wanted to split this, journal entries into different scenarios. What I'm going to do? I'm going to split the journal entries into different scenarios. Maybe 3-4 scenarios. I will divide this into 3-4 scenarios and I will explain the journal entries accordingly so that it will be easy for you to understand. I don't want to explain all the journal entries at a time. Okay. So in today's video, the first scenario what I'm going to explain is when the goods are sold, bill has been drawn and bill has been submitted on the due date, and the bill is honored and bill is dishonored. These are the circumstances I'm going to explain. What do you mean by honored? What do you mean by dishonored? That is something let us understand, and then we move on to the journal entries. Honored means once the bill is written, the bill will be with the drawer. Drawer will submit the bill on the due date or maturity date to the drawee and request him to pay the bill. If the drawee pays that amount on the due date, we call it as bill is honored. We call it as bill is honored. Honored means that guy, drawee, has paid that amount. Let us say on the due date, bill has been submitted to drawee and requested him to pay, but drawee denies to pay. He says, I don't have money to pay. That means what? The bill is dishonored. Bill is dishonored on the due date. So, what we are going to learn today is, if the goods are sold, what entry we are supposed to do? Post. And if the bill is drawn, what entry we are supposed to post? And if the bill is submitted and paid by the drawee, what entries we are supposed to post? And if the bill is submitted and drawee did not make the payment, then what entries we are supposed to post? These are the 5 different journal entries we are going to learn today. Are you ready for that? Without wasting much time, let us get into the subject. Okay? Okay, guys. First, let me explain the scenario and then I will explain you the journal entries. Okay? Let us say A and B. These are the two parties. A sold goods to B. A sold goods to B on credit. A sold goods to B on credit. So, now, as I said previously, once the goods are sold, who will write the bill? The person who sells the goods will write the bill. The person who sells the goods will write the bill. So A will write the bill. He has written the bill, saying that today's date he will put and say, boss, I'm just giving you, this is not the language they use, but I'm just giving you an example in local language use so that you can easily understand. Mr. B, I sold goods worth so and so. You are supposed to pay me this amount. So make sure that you are going to make this payment to the order of the person or to the bearer of the instrument or to me. Either you have to pay this bill amount to me or to the order of the person or to the bearer of the instrument. So like that he will write the bill and he will send that bill to B. Now he will send the bill to B. Then what B will do? He will accept the bill and send back this bill to A. He will send back that bill to A. Now bill is with whom? After acceptance, bill will be with A. What A will do? He will keep this bill till the due date. On the due date, he will go to B and he will ask B to make the payment. If on the due date, if B pays this amount to A, then we call it as bill is honored. What do we call it as? We call it as bill is honored, because on the due date, A went and approached B, B paid that amount, so we call it as bill is honored. This is one scenario. Second scenario, he went and submitted the bill and requested B to pay, but B said, sorry, I don't have money, I can't help you. Then that situation is called bill is dishonored by B. Bill is dishonored by B. Right? This is what is the simple example I'm taking, and I'm going to explain the journal entries in both the books, A books and B books. Right? Before getting into that, now I told you, right? A sold goods to B. Then A wrote the bill, correct? A wrote the bill. So who is A? A is the drawer. Who is B? B is drawee. So we are going to post the journal entries in drawer books and drawee books. In both the books we are going to learn. Okay, right. First, here what we do, A books, and we will put B books. Journal entries. We are going to write journal entries. First, what happened? A sold goods to B. A sold goods to B. So what entry we write? B is this is sold for credit. Please remember. So A sold goods to B on credit. So if the goods are sold to B on credit, what entry we post? We post A books, what entry we post? In B books, what entry we post? These are the things we need to write. So first entry in A books, A sold goods to B. Who is the receiver? B. So B account debit. B account debit to goods sold. Goods is going out. Real account. Debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Goods are going out. So to goods account, or you can say to sales account. This is the first entry. B account debit to sales account. This is in A books. What B will write for the same entry? He is purchasing goods from A. What B is doing? B is purchasing goods from A. So what entry is supposed to write? Purchases account debit. And who is the giver? Giver is A. So debit, the receiver, credit, the giver. So A is giving, so A account you need to put. So purchase account debit to A account. This is the first entry. Are you clear? Right. After selling the goods, what A will do? A will write a bill on B. A will write a bill on B. So once the bill is written, what A will do? A will go to B and ask B to sign the bill, and he will get back his bill to him. So that bill is called bills receivable. Bills receivable. So this bill has two names. This bill has two names. What are those two names? A call this bill as bills receivable. B call this bill as bills payable. Please remember, there is only one bill. There is only one bill. What A is calling that bill? A is calling that bill as bills receivable. Same bill, B is calling it as bills payable. Why? Why? Why is he calling it as bills receivable? This bill amount he has to receive from B. A has to receive this bill amount from B. So that is receivable, not received. Receivable from B. So bills receivable for A, because he has to receive that bill. Are you getting my point? Then what is he saying? B is saying this is payable for him. Since that bill is payable to A, he thinks that bill's payable for him. He has to pay that bill amount. So he called the same bill as bills payable. So bills receivable is an asset for A, current asset. A treat this as current asset, whereas B treat this as current liability. We treat this as current liability. For B, this is the liability. For A, this is an asset. What type of asset? Current asset. What type of liability? Current liability. Very, very important. Please remember this. So you have only one bill in place, but this one bill will be called as bills receivable by A, and the same bill will be called by B as bills payable. So bills receivable is an asset, bills payable is a liability. So now, going back to the scenario, what A did, A wrote the bill, A wrote the bill and got the acceptance from B. Got the acceptance from B. So for A, what is this? Bills receivable, right? Bills receivable is an asset. So assets are debit balances. So what he has to do, bills receivable account debit. He has to debit bills receivable. Why is he debiting bills receivable? He has written the bill, got the acceptance from B. So bills receivable is an asset for him. Assets are debit balances. So bills receivable account we are debiting. Clear? Which account I need to credit? Who sent that bill? Who accepted and given that bill? Who is the giver of the bill? Who is the acceptor of the bill? The acceptor of the bill is B. Acceptor of the bill is B. So giver, I can say B account credit. Bills receivable account debit to B account. You can call it as B or you can call it as drawee. You can call it as drawee as well. Now, when it comes to B books, what he is supposed to do? Bills payable. He has to pay, not paid. He is payable. This amount is payable to A. Bills payable is a liability. So he has to credit bills payable. Why bills payable account is created? It is a liability for B. All liabilities are credit balances. So bills payable is has to be credited. Then which account is supposed to be debited? He is giving this bill to whom? He is giving this bill to A. So A is the receiver. Since A is the receiver, debit the receiver is applicable. So A account debit to bills receivable account. That is the entry we will write. Are you getting my point? So A account debit to bills payable account. He will write. So these are the two entries. These two people will be posting it. Next, moving on to the next point. So I need to clean it up. These entries also will go off. Let us move on to the next point. Now bill is with whom? Bill is with A. What A will do? A went to B on the due date. Let us say this bill is written for 3 months. Let us say this bill is written for 3 months. After 3 months, what A will do? A will go to B. A will go to B and he will ask for the payment. He will give this bill to him and ask for the payment. Let us assume that B paid that amount to A. First case, B paid that amount to A. Then what entry we write? Let me clarify that. A books and B books. So A, what A did? A went to B and requested for the payment. He gave the bill to him. Bill was with him, right? He gave this bill to B and requested for the payment. Then B paid that amount. When B paid the amount, what comes in? Cash or bank? Cash or bank account debit? Debit what comes in? Cash or bank comes in. So cash or debit. And what is going out of A? He is giving back that bill to him. So bills receivable is going out. So bills receivable account credit. Whatever bill he has given that bill to him, right? So bill is going out, cash is coming down. So cash account debit to bills receivable account. Simple. Now, what B will write? B is getting this bill. What is that bill for him? For him, it is bills payable. So bills payable he is receiving. Bills payable account debit. And what is going out of B? Cash or bank. Why bills payable account is debited? A has given the bill to him, right? So bills payable is received. So bills payable account is debited and cash is going out to cash oblique bank. Simple. Are you clear? Next, in case if B says, no, I don't have money, I cannot pay, then what entry he will write? What A will do is, he will not get cash in bank. Simple. Because B rejected. He said, sorry, I don't have money. Then what A will do, he will debit B account instead of cash and bank. If cash comes in, you can debit cash and bank. But cash is not coming. Then you have to debit B. Why you have to debit B? B will become a debtor for him. B will become a debtor. So debtor is an asset. So B account debit. So bill is going out of him. So bill's receivable account. That bill is expired now. Due date has come, maturity has come, and bill has been given to him, but B did not make the payment. So B account debit. Why B account is debited, guys? Please remember. Why B account is debited? B has become a debtor. He has not made the payment. Since he has not made the payment, B account will become a debtor. So you need to debit B account. And what is going out of A? Bills receivable. So I'm creating bills receivable account. These are all the simple techniques to remember the journal entries. Okay. That is the reason I'm explaining in such a way that you can easily understand while, preparing the journal entries. Then what B will do? B is not making the payment. He is receiving the bills payable. So bills payable account debit. B oblique P means bills payable. Okay, this is a simple form. Bills payable account debit. 2. Here he paid the cash previously, but now he is not making the payment. Since he is not making the payment, to whom he has to pay? To whom he has to pay? A. So to A account. A is the creditor in his books. A will become creditor. Creditor is the liability. Liabilities are credit balances. So you need to credit A account. So bills payable account debit to A account. So these are the journal entries we are supposed to prepare in this scenario. What is this scenario? Goods sold, bill drawn, bill submitted for the payment on the due date, and bill amount is paid. One scenario. Bill submitted on the due date, but bill did not paid by the B. Then what should be the journal entry? This is the one scenario which I wanted to explain to you with the journal entries, so that it will be very easy for you to understand. I hope the concept is clear, and we will go to this next scenario in our next video. Okay, thank you so much.